let's take a look at Alan Johnson and Jeg Coughlin and how they have had a year together. Head-to-head, this is the 7th time they will meet in a finals. Each of them, though, having a great year. Combined 7 wins between the two here at Denver. It is the Mopar Mile High Nationals, and they are both in Mopars here today.
I can't tell you how important it is to do well at your sponsored race. And Alan Johnson and that Mopar team, along with Jeg Coughlin, is pretty amazing what they do up here on the mountain.
Well, the sun is shining. The NHRA Safety Safari is putting its final touches on a track that has dried quickly here up in the thin air. You see the breeze, and you heard it actually when Gary Gerald was talking to Andrew Hines and Eddie Krawick. So that's made it very, very easy. But the NHRA Safety Safari, you know, as Andrew Hines said, that this track is going to be ripe right now.
Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be very good. And I've been coming up here for a long time up on the mountain. And we, even back in the match race days when we came in the summer, you always had those afternoon showers like Andrew Hines said. And the track would dry very quickly and you'd go out and run. And we usually had about a 6 o'clock start at that point anyway, so we never really worried about it.
As you heard earlier, too, Matt Hines, his brother Andrew, growing up in the Trinidad, Colorado area. It's about 3 hours south of here. So they're used to these afternoon showers. And, you know, for me, you know what I'd love to do someday? I would love to sit up in the top eliminator club at that grandstand at that 45-degree angle at the starting line. That'd be pretty cool. John Curtin.
And underneath the tower with Jeg Coughlin is getting ready to take on his teammate Alan Johnson. Jeg, how does it work between you two guys? Because I know you share all kinds of information.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, fortunately in the last 2 years, we've done this quite a bit, which is just a win-win deal for the entire team. And, you know, with the early struggles we had here on Friday with this car, Alan and Roy and both teams just worked extremely hard to, you know, get the performance that we know that's under the hood of this thing down to the track. And it's going to be a great final. Thanks to fans for sticking through this little bit of Denver weather. Fortunately, things are dried up nicely, and we're getting ready to pull the trigger.
So after Friday's struggles, what kind of changes did you guys make?
Just little fine-tune adjustments, a little bit with the car, a little bit with the engine, and, you know, we're a mile high, so we only come to this notebook once a year, and fortunately, you know, Roy and the entire team have great notes to turn to. So, again, it's going to be a great final. This is such a win-win for us. And it feels great after both of us have really grunted our way through this the last 2 days. So it's going to be fun.
One final question for you. I mean, Alan, your teammates, won 5 of the last 7 races here. What are you going to do to take him down and take the Wally home for yourself?
Well, our plan is to, you know, let the clutch out on time, hopefully be somewhere between 8 and 18. And you know, if the Jegs.com car continues to run the ETs it has been, you know, that's going to be a really good package. And, you know, for his sake, I hope he gets under it. And for our sake, I hope he doesn't. So stay tuned.
Thanks.
What a stretch, though, it's been for Alan Johnson, who's already won 5 times in the last 7 years and has the opportunity to add a 6th today. What does that say to you as a former racer?
Well, I mean, it's pretty impressive, but I want to tell you something. He makes it look easy, but he worked very hard to get to this spot. He knew it was a sponsored race back then. He knew he wanted to do well years ago, and they came up here. They did a lot of testing. They obviously have worked on their engine program. His dad, Roy Johnson, has done a great job of making horsepower, but it was at those early testing sessions that they had coming into this event where they just ran the wheels off it, really gave them great numbers to be able to go out there and dominate like they have.
Well, now the eyes of both Jeg Coughlin and Alan Johnson, as Mopar guaranteed to win this event for the 3rd year in a row in Pro Stock. But the last time Jeg Coughlin won here was 1999. Alan Johnson, 8 consecutive final rounds at his sponsor's event.
Oh, man, with 5 wins coming into this one. But Jeg Coughlin obviously is going to be tough. Anytime you pull up alongside of him, you take a look at his road to the final round. The first 2 rounds, they were pretty evenly matched in the laps time department. But then in the semis, I think Alan fell off a little bit and Jeg stepped up. Obviously, Alan's going to try to fix that on the setup. Obviously has the horsepower right there. They're going to try to probably knock another 1.5, 200s off of that semifinal run, because that was not a great pass.
Alan Johnson tells me that the big difference for him and that team is just the confidence. As you mentioned, this is their 8th straight final. They've tested here a lot. He says every time they come here, they expect to win. They expect to qualify #1, but they got knocked off #1 on Saturday. The reason he says they got knocked off on #1, they had a problem with the fuel delivery system that the car shut down down in second gear yesterday on them, and that kept him from being number one. So he's trying to make amends for that right now.
Sports Center comes up next, but not before Jeg Coughlin and Alan Johnson settle pro stock. Then we have 2 Nitro finals.
Oh, red light by Jag by 4,000ths of a second.
And Alan Johnson has now won an unbelievable 6th time here on the mountain.
I tell you, Alan made a nice pass, so he was probably going to be tough to beat anyway.
Perhaps the biggest surprise of this, that red light by Jeg Coughlin. He has turned it on, Mike Dunn, for the 5th time in 2014.
Very unusual for Jag. He's really been struggling with that, and he always likes to push the tree. And when you do that in the pro stock cars, you run the risk of turning that red light on.
Roy Johnson builds the horsepower for both of these cars. And Roy, how do you guys keep doing it up here on the mountain? What do you know that nobody else knows?
I don't know that I know anything that the other boys don't know. I've just got a good team behind me, and they know when to turn the bolts the right way.
It's simple as that?
It's very simple. Just a lot of hard work, and those boys turn the bolts the right way.
Well, those are words to live by. Turn the bolts the right way, and everything should work out for you.
Alan Johnson comes out, salutes the heavens. Once again, he has done it. It just becomes so routine. But for one of the rare times, only the 2nd time since the mid-90s, you did not test coming into this event. Despite that, how confident were you, and knowing that there'd been some clutch issues earlier in the day?
Oh, thank the Lord first. But, you know, I got all the faith in this team in the world, and they showed it today. We struggled all weekend, and they come in the first round today and laid down a run. Second round, third round, decent runs, having clutch problems right there.
A second rain shower today.
But I got all the faith in this team. I never question them, and they come through once again. Mopar, Magnetti, Morelli. What a great team we make.
Well done.
Well done. Awesome. Well done.
For that man, now within 9 rounds of Erica Ender-Stevens in the point standings at the top. And remember, Erica's going to miss the next 2 events. Meanwhile, the battle on for 10th. Greg Anderson perhaps missed a golden opportunity today.
Michael Ray with a smile on his face. Not often we see you unhappy. You had a double 05 light, then didn't make it down the racetrack. What happened, and what's that like?
Oh, it's great when you can go 005 green against a 3-time champ like Andrew Hines, but shift light came on to go to second, pushed that button a couple times, it wouldn't go, and trick of the trade, push the button, roll the throttle, it'll go, and unfortunately I hit it a few too many times, and it just went from first automatically basically into third, and from that point you're not going to catch him, and I just pulled in the clutch, but I can't say enough. Ken Johnson, all my crew guys, we got a lot of momentum right now rolling towards that Miramonte battle next weekend at Sonoma, and we've gained some valuable Mellow Yellow points this weekend, and I just can't say enough about all the people from Mopar and the Vandermeer family and all these fans on TV, here, NHRA, Mellow Yellow, and oh man, hi Mom, hi Jen. I'm coming home in a couple weeks, but we got some racing to do and some money to win out next weekend and some hardware to go get.
Love the enthusiasm.
Yeah.